Hey there, all my April 22nd babies. I'm going to be going over your pages in the Secret Language of Birthdays book. And if you want your own copy, the link is in the description below. You can order it on Amazon. I'll be reading to you the first page and then your planets and numbers, your tarot. I already pulled out your tarot card. I'm ahead on this one. And then we'll go over the well-known people. Also, I'm doing the big 144 series where I cover all the sun, moon, and rising combinations. So it's actually 1,728 combinations in 144 videos. I'll be finishing the Libra Sun, Aries Moon video this week. If you know any Libra Suns, I've already done Aries through Virgo Suns with an Aries Moon. So being an you're kind of on the cusp of Aries. You're moving more into Taurus now. But if you know anybody who has an Aries moon, check out the series. I'll be getting to Taurus moon pretty soon, hopefully. And so check that out, like and subscribe if you want to see that. I'm also doing a celebrity synastry series. If you want to learn more about compatibility in astrology, I like to use celebrities because you already know the background information, so you can confirm what I'm saying, but also so you can see how to actually on the computer look up your own chart and interpret it with your own, past, present, and future desired mates. All right, so. Or you can even do it with family and friends as well. See the compatibility there. See why maybe one of your brothers has always hated you, something like that. I don't know. So I'm just gonna also say, I usually throw it out there when I know somebody personally with one of these birthdays that I can recall. And I did grow up with a guy that we kind of crushed back and forth. It never worked out because we had Mars square Jupiter. And if you want to learn more about that, check out my Are You Wasting Your Time video where I cover all of the deal-breaking aspects, and Mars square Jupiter is definitely one of those. If you want a private consultation for me to help you look and see, if you have soulmate aspects or deal-breaking aspects, I'm gonna eventually go back and put the link below for the personal readings too. I haven't been doing it, but I'm gonna go back and throw those in. So you guys just reminded me. All right, so maybe I'll put a timestamp for you. Let's get into it. April 22nd, the day of established presence. April 22nd people are active in setting up and establishing not only system of ideas, but also actual physical establishments as well. Sorry, I didn't breathe through that. Okay. To organize and supervise the running of a family, a restaurant, a school, or any other social unit is their forte. Paradoxically, they are not particularly social people at all, but more often loners. Many are quiet people who do not really like drawing attention to themselves. They know the secret of how to work hard in a relaxed way. It's very interesting because that gives me a new perspective on the person I know more in this day, because we used to ride the school bus together and everything. He was always very quiet, and he sat by himself for the most part, but he's friends with all the cool kids, but he always sat by himself. He didn't really bring people home too often with him, but I do remember him loving to throw a party. I think he got in big trouble and got sent to live with his father in California because he threw a huge house party when his parents were out of town. So it was just he kind of liked to be connected to all the important people so that he could throw parties and do really big social gatherings, but most of the time he was by himself. It was like he was planning for the next big thing or something. Anyways, yet the enormous talent they have for organizing social functions of all kinds is present in them, and sooner or later comes out. There you have it. Parties are social functions. Even if this talent is not expressed professionally, but only in supervising family functions, giving birthday or anniversary parties from time to time, or the like, those born on this day will nonetheless find these occasions rewarding and stimulating. So you might make really good wedding planners too, or if it's something you've always aspired to, you might think about actually getting into it. But it would be a waste for April 22nd people not to put their talents to use in the commercial sphere as well. Sometimes their organizational skills are frustrated by the people for whom they are forced to work. For example, they may be called upon to set up and run a company owned by someone else. After doing an excellent job, they find that the owner is overcritical or would rather have done things his or her own way. This can lead to discouragement and depression, or an ultimate resignation from the position. On the other side, April 22nd people usually have few problems with coworkers. Those who work under them respect both their powerful, down-to-earth approach and human qualities. Whether big in frame or not, their imposing physical presence is often an important reason for their success. And I have to say, once we get to the 20th, you do start to see, I think it might be the relationship version of this book. I'm gonna have to get a copy of that too. But because I remember one of the birthday books like describing everyone down to their, it actually might be my Sextrology book, which I have. So maybe I'm gonna have to dig that out and do some reading from that. But yeah, I think it's the Sextrology book I have. I should get the link for that as well and put it below. But it actually describes each sign down to their physical appearance. And I remember some of the things it says for Aries. I don't particularly remember what it says for Taurus, but I can start to see from the 20th on into May, Taurus people look a little bit more and more like, not broad shoulders necessarily, but like these, and even if they're like skinny and tall, or they're a little bit more husky, they have like these, and it doesn't necessarily mean broad, but like these shoulders that are very, it gives you guys a presence, and I see that kind of evolve. And then when you get to Taurus, Taurus season, it almost to the end of it, it becomes even more and more like pronounced, I feel like. But anyways, all right. Let me get back to where I was. Whether big in frame or not, their imposing physical presence is often an important reason for their success. The greatest challenge for April 22nd people is to control urges. The most advanced people born on this day are modest and humble about their abilities. The less highly evolved can be overbearing power trippers, or unkind and obscure in their manner toward others. What April 22nd people should always aim for is an equitable and just use of their commanding qualities. Although they can be fascinated with money and with financially powerful people, they should not adopt wholesale the values of those they admire, but rather study their technique in order to learn from them. Rejecting those methods which are in consonant with constructive social values. So not just absorbing, if you have a rich and powerful friend, not just absorbing, whatever their values are, but, discerning them and creating your own. And I do have to say, my friend that I know is, I could see how they're drawn to very powerful people. Anyway, having established a family, business, or organization, an April 22nd person will ask after a period of time whether it is growing, developing, or living up to his or her ideals. Because of this awareness, it can be a great challenge for April 22nd people to decide whether to continue with a project along similar lines, to change it in certain important respects, or to abandon it in favor of a more rewarding or meaningful endeavor. Knowing when to quit and how to quit is not easy for April 22nd people and can cause them mental anguish and anxiety. In this, they should heed their inner voice. In addition, it is essential that April 22nd people develop their spiritual side, particularly to avoid enslavement to materialistic values. I would say that from my observation that you are quite grounded, so getting in touch with some sort of spiritual element would probably expand your horizons. Okay, so your numbers and planets. Those born on the 22nd day of the month are ruled by the number 4. 2 plus 2 equals 4. And by the planet Uranus, which is both erratic and explosive. Because of this planet's combined influence with Mars and Venus, ruler of Aries and Taurus respectively, April 22nd people must be aware of using their power to control people through sexual or magnetic attraction. People ruled by the number 4 have unique methods and viewpoints. Because they so often take a minority point of view yet remain fully self-assured, they sometimes arouse antagonism and make enemies, often secret ones. And my friend that's this like libertarian or something, so that's a very minority point of view. Since 22 is a double number, people born on the 22nd day of the month often show an interest in doubles, twins, coincidences, symmetry, and the like. Tarot. And this is your tarot card. It's the Fool. The 22nd card of the major arcana is the Fool, who in several versions of the tarot is shown blithely stepping over the edge of a cliff. Some interpretations picture him as a foolish man who has given up his reason. Others, a highly spiritualized being free of material considerations. Positive meanings include renouncing resistance and following instincts freely. Foolishness, impulsiveness, and annihilation are the negative aspects. The highly evolved fool has followed life's path, experienced its lessons, and become one with his or her own vision. That's the highly evolved fool, but he's also zero and he's the beginning of the journey. And so when I do a tarot reading, I interpret him as going all in, or needing to go all in. So, yeah, that's basically all I can say about the fool right now, just sort of in a general context. There you have it. If you want to learn more about him, there's so many interpretations on Google. All right. So the health for April 22nd, people, is that you may experience physical problems with the neck and throat. Though they have a good voice for speaking or singing, the desire to develop the voice must be weighed against its vulnerability as an instrument, and care should be taken not to overdo it. Sex is very important to April 22nd people, whether engaged in it directly or sublimated into various forms of sensuality. Both giving and taking massages, for example, is a special source of delight. Those born on this day are rarely so happy as when they are in the kitchen and should allow themselves free rein to taste and experiment. A moderate amount of exercise is useful in combating weight gain, but overstrenuous exercise should be avoided. And your advice is, beware of fascination with power. Serve God or what is best inside you. Seek spiritual guidance and follow your higher self. Remember your roots. Don't lose yourself in advancement. Keep your modesty intact and cultivate humility. And your meditation is, seeing in the dark isn't done with one's eyes. Getting out of that materialistic mindset of seeing the material things, right? In the dark, you can see, with your third eye, anything. So maybe some hallucinogens are good for you too. Okay. Your strengths are organized, down to earth, and imposing, and your weaknesses are difficult and materialistic. And so we're going to go over the well-known people on your day. And if you watch any of the other videos, these people, this book is from 1994, so they may or may not be well-known today. All right, so we have Immanuel Kant, German philosopher. The Critique of Pure Reason was his work. Vladimir Ilyich Lenin, Bolshevik revolutionary communist ideologist, Soviet Union founder. Alexander Kerensky, Russian revolutionary reader, writer, prelude to Bolshevism, proclaimed Russian Republic. Seized power, toppled by Bolsheviks. Lenin, Pan's editor, died at age 89 in America. Robert Oppenheimer, nuclear physicist, A-bomb father, Head Institute of Advanced Study, Princeton. Jack Nicholson, film actor. Charles Mingus, jazz bassist, composer. Paul Chambers, jazz bassist. It's cool you guys got Jack Nicholson. All right. Yehudi Menuhin, violinist, conductor. Rita Montalcini, Italian-American Nobel Prize winning neurobiologist, nerve growth factor. Sounds cool. Donald Cram, U.S. Nobel Prize winning chemist, synthetic molecules. Very scientific. Kathleen Ferrier, British mezzo-soprano. Bai Yang, Chinese stage film actress. Ellen Glasgow, novelist. They Stooped to Folly was her best work, or most well-known, listed. Peter Frampton, singer-songwriter. Glenn Campbell, singer-songwriter. Anne-Louise de Stael, French novelist, critic. Odile Redon, French symbolist, painter. Aaron Spelling, TV producer. You guys got a pretty talented bunch here, especially musically talented. Dean Beeman, PGA commissioner, introduced stadium golf. Sidney Nolan, Austrian painter. And this concludes your pages in the birthday book. And again, the links below if you want to skip ahead or check out your significant others and family members. I'm sending you lots of love, blessings, abundance, and light. And I don't know if I mentioned this in the beginning, but the link below is also for the week of the Power Cusp, which is from April 19th through the 24th. So you probably want to check that out as well, because that includes you also. I should have said that in the beginning. Again, love and light.